Hello and welcome to Painting with me, your host, Jessica. I want to go over materials and what you're going to need first. The first thing we're going to talk about is palettes. There are nice painting palettes, there's glass palettes, wood palettes, all sorts of palettes. You can get something that's similar to this at Michael's that's plastic, which would be more kid-friendly. Another thing you can do is you can use parchment paper, which I really like. When I'm putting my own kids down and they're gonna paint, I like to tape parchment paper next to them and then tape whatever they're going to be painting on next to that so that it's all like there and they make less of a mess. This is also great because you can just throw it away. You don't have to worry about having your kid clean it up. Next thing you could also use is a piece of cardboard. I keep cardboard squares next to our paints. My kids know that they can grab these, use them, and then throw them away when they're done. This is really convenient, and you're reusing the cardboard before you throw it away. Next is paints. The more money you spend on paint, the more pigment is going to be in the paint, and the less paint you have to use. So if you have an older child that's a little bit better at being more mindful about how much paint they use, you could go something with a little bit that's a little nicer. This isn't the nicest paint, but it's better than just like the lowest quality. It's a Winsor & Newton. I just ordered these on Amazon. It's just really convenient. If I had a really small child, I'd probably just get something like this that has all the colors. Then you don't have to worry about telling them what colors to mix to make certain colors. When I go through my videos, I will probably let you know which colors I'm using to make a color, but with color theory, it's an experiment, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't know, depending on the quality of your paint and many other things, it can be challenging. So if you have really young kids, you know, second grade and younger, we'll say, I'd go with something that just has a lot of colors, and I'll give you an idea of what color you can use with the color that I'm making on the video. Another great option is if you are willing to mix colors or buy a lot of different colors, as they have these really big ones at Michael's. They are probably, I think, about $10. I bought these a long time ago. But the thing with kids is they don't really care how much paint they're using. They just like to use a lot, experiment. So I think this is a really good option too for painting with your kids. Now, paintbrushes. In all my videos, I'm probably going to only be using these 3 brushes. It's a 1-inch brush, followed by maybe a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. So a large, medium, and small brush is all you need. Once again, at Michael's, if you go there, or Walmart, they'll have a paintbrush set, and they should have what you need in there. Another thing that's optional that you might want is painter's tape, and that depends on if you're using parchment paper as your palette, or if you're using sheets of paper or canvas sheets to paint on. A smock is also optional. Another idea for little kids is getting like a big old beach towel that you are about to throw away and cut in the middle of it. They can wear it like a poncho, and that will really help too. All right, so we talked about palettes, paints, smocks, brushes, painter's tape. Okay, the last thing is, what are we going to paint on? The first one you might be thinking of right away is a nice stretched canvas, which is very easily accessible. You can get them at Walmart, and you can get them at Michael's and Amazon. It's nice, but the only thing I don't like about it when it comes to painting with kids is like, I don't know about your kids, but my kids like to paint a lot. And sometimes it feels like we have 129 paintings, and I can't imagine trying to store all their beautiful paintings and keep them all if they're all on stretched canvas. So I do let my kids use these once in a while, like if they're really excited about painting something specific. But another option, a few more options that I really like is, we'll start with this one. This is a canvas board. It's over like a hardboard. It has canvas on top of it. You can frame it and it looks nice. You can also store it relatively easily in like a memory box. You know, you can line them all up, and you can also get these at various locations and Amazon and all that. My 2 favorite things to use for kids though, and this is just my personal preference, would be acrylic sheets of paper, or not acrylic sheets, but acrylic. It's paper designed for acrylic paint, and you can get this at Walmart or Michael's or Amazon, along with literally everything I'm talking about could be on Walmart, Amazon, Michael's, etc. These are awesome because at the end of the summer, if you did this like once a week with your child or a couple times a week with your child, you'd have a whole book full of their paintings, and then they could keep it, and you could like decorate the cover if you want. You could write the date, like summer 2023, and see like the artwork they did, and it's all in one beautiful and awesome place. My next favorite thing for kids is just getting these canvas sheets, and that's what I have here. Yeah, you're painting on it. The look and feel of it is just like stretched canvas, but it's just a sheet, and you rip it off and use one piece at a time. These are great if you want to frame it. They look really nice in frames. Super, super easy to store also. Super easy to store. So yeah, that is everything. I think I went through all the supplies that you guys are gonna need. If I forgot anything, I will go crazy. But yeah, that should be everything. So now that you kind of have an idea about what to do, what to expect, you can jump into the first video, which I will link in the comments below. Okay, have a great summer. Subscribe, yada, 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 and I'll see you in that video. Bye.